vibe, don't leave just yet. My name is Madzie 2000 and welcome to the 4th day of Christmas. Today we're doing the wand, and here is the belt sander that I've been given permission to use. Hopefully I don't sand off my fingers. I've got some protective gear here. My hair's nice and tied back because I don't want to get my hair caught in this thing. I'm going to test first and foremost how loud this baby is, so this will probably scare the crap out of me. That's pretty loud. Okay, so it's not gonna scare the crap out of me, but I probably should go inside and grab a set of earphones. Alright, so I've got my got my earplugs in. Nice and safe and weird looking. Looks like I've got some antennas. Now it is time to go and grab my other stuff, like some protective goggles. There you go. I look even weirder now. Oh no, my eye! And if you don't know what the shirt says, it says, I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
This is copyrighted.
Let's get going. give the machine a bit of a break, go and wipe off all the sweat. I got a mark of sweat all underneath where my eyes were. So I'm just gonna take a quick break, clean myself up, and give this baby a bit of a wipe down to see what we're dealing with at the moment. And as it stands, this is our wand right now. It's a lot thinner at the tip. I've basically got all the spark filler out except for that tiny little white bit there, but we'll soon get the rest of that out. Not too happy with the tip of it because it is quite flat. Oh, the camera's not having much fun, but it is a bit too pointy. I wanted to try and round the tip off, but that's not working at the moment, so I might have to do that by hand, but that's fine. It's only a tiny little bit at the end. Trying to get this all fairly thin at the top. I don't want that base to get any thinner, so from about that notch up, it's going to start to really taper in. So we'll see how I go with that in a minute. Alright, break time's over. Time to get back to wand making. Actually, no, this thing is too warm. I'm gonna have to leave it for a bit, but I've also checked the instructions on the wood stain that I plan to use, and it seems like I'm gonna have to wait 24 hours between each staining. I've also got to check with Pastel about whether or not I should use her brushes or just use a nice clean corner of one of my rag shirts. But I think I might just avoid asking her completely and just use the rag because that'd be a lot safer. So I'll see you when this baby has cooled down, because the belt sander has been working for a good 12 minutes. I don't want to find out what happens when you overheat a belt sander. Be right back. Alright, now that I've got the hang of it, I'm going to keep going with this and try and see it through to the end if I can, and then do my first layer of staining. And once I've done my first layer of staining, then I can leave it for 24 hours and go on to the next project. So let's get going. going to go and, whoops, I couldn't even hear myself. Now that I've got my wand, I'm going to go sit at the bench and give it a final finer sanding because I don't want a bunch of, that's wood. That's wood behind me. I'm okay. I'm fine. That was the only injury the entire time, and the tip of this poor thing just going straight underneath the sander. Because there is a little gap here that was thin enough for it to slip through, so I'm fine. No, no major injuries, except a little scratch from a piece of wood behind me. But that's fine. So I'm perfectly safe. I did what people told me to do. I didn't fuck around anyway. And now I've got my cute little wand. He's a bit chunky at the base though, but I can fix that when I'm doing some finer sanding. So let's go over to the when it dries, it does come back fairly pale. So I think it's just when it's wet that it changes. So if you guys can see the color shift, it's like really pale up there. Now this patch here where it's drying, it's still a bit yellow. Still a bit yellow. So my best guess is that it's going to be a bit of a pain to color, but also planned to use a corner of one of these rags. I've got one that's already black, so I'm going to use the corner of this. It's find a nice clean corner. What do you know? The shoulder. The shoulder is the cleanest bit. So now I'm going to put this down as a drop sheet. What am I doing? Got the wand there. This little itty bitty tin that is actually holding up the camera. So let's. Alright, so I've got my wood stain here. Smells like chemicals. Yay! So what I'm gonna do now is use the shoulder of this, wrap it up a bit. Now I've got like an applicated tip, and I'm just going to do the very bottom here to see how it's gonna end up. Apparently it has to be left on 24 hours, so this should be interesting. I'm going to do it. Okay, well, you guys just went on an adventure. The camera just fell over, so that's helpful for everyone involved. What I'm doing is I'm going to stain the very tip of this, see what color I get. And the instructions say I should leave a coat for 24 hours, but also doesn't say that I should mix this, but I feel like I'm going to just put the lid back on. And give it a little shake, because it looks like it's supposed to turn out a very, very blackish brown. That's not the color I'm seeing on here. Definitely dark. I mean, compared to the rest of the wood, very dark. Gives it a really weird smell too. So I'll definitely ask to borrow some lacquer later on. And in case you guys haven't guessed by now, that is all over me. I'm okay. Alright, that wasn't meant to happen, and now it's definitely black. My arm, a part of the floor. Fucking hell. At least it's the floor though. I mean, that could have been my face. Oh yeah. Yeah, look at the difference. That's a very dark color. Glad I got that on camera. Let's try that again, but this time with the proper color. I had a feeling that it hadn't been mixed properly, or it hadn't been mixed enough. I'm glad I listened to that voice in my head. Oh yeah. Well, I think the reason you're supposed to use a paintbrush is because using fabric, it just soaks it up. But look at that. After 2 coats, that, my friend, is going to be terrifyingly dark. wand fully stained. He's looking pretty dark and gnarly already, so I can't wait to come back every couple of days. Sorry, every day, and to keep staining this until it is the desired shade. Already it looks magnificent, but I think it could be a little darker. I like me some dark chocolate. So I'll see you guys at the next staining. That was the last of the wood staining, and as usual, I will put the end result in the thumbnail. I won't show you guys lacquering because I don't know how that's going to go, and if it does fail, you guys get to see the failed end result as well. So thank you for watching this episode. If you liked it, don't forget to like, subscribe, do all that business. But also, don't forget to be nice this Christmas and do something kind for the people you love and maybe people you don't get along with. Bye!